You can't talk about John Harris and Colony Ridge's Terrenos Houston, a development targeting immigrants by selling them lots that flood at a high interest rate, without talking about Ira Kane and King's Colony. A real-life story of a takeover, and the imprisonment of a woman for 7 years, who, word on the street is that she is now dead.
My name is John Harris. I am one of the owners of Colony Ridge. My partners and I have been purchasing lots in King's Colony since early 2006. Since we have been involved with this subdivision, we have discovered numerous problems with the current board, and have become increasingly concerned about the mismanagement of funds paid by honest property owners. Ira Crane, acting on behalf of the board, has spent over $500,000 in POA funds in a very short time, with almost no actual benefit to the owners of the subdivision. She has used her position on the board to her own benefit in many ways. As you may know, we have filed a lawsuit to force a fair election of a new board that will benefit all of King's Colony owners. We have created this website to inform other concerned property owners of the current situation involving this lawsuit and the current state of King's Colony.
That is what John Harris wrote on the website kingscolonyowners.com. He also complained about the roads in what he named the paving scandal. He complained about lousy development and wrote,
"There are only 5 homes in KC as of May 1, 2007. These 5 homes are all mobiles."
He accused Ira Kane of transferring
8 lots to herself from the King's Colony POA.
He seemed angry when he wrote,
"Prior to this time Colony Ridge offered $3,000 each for Ira Crane's lots in King's Colony. She even posted on the CakePoa website and sent letters out indicating that Colony Ridge was paying up to $3,000 per lot. This could be the most blatant abuse of her authority."
He posted photos of trash along the road in a page that he named
Current State of King's Colony.
Then John Harris, along with his family, Trey Harris and Robin Lane, tried to get elected for the POA in 2007. The election took place on July 25, 2007. John Harris seemed upset when he wrote that the notices for the election were sent on July 11, 2007.
"We think the short notice was designed to exclude certain owners, including us, from being eligible to vote,"
he stated. Then seems to have assumed the election was rigged by writing,
"How long does it take to rig an election?"
On August 1, 2007. Only to lose when the results were posted on August 3, 2007. What we know happened from there on is what Harris posted on kingscolonyowners.com.
An update. Ira Kane has been sentenced to 7 years in prison for theft of $200,000.
He published her mugshot below along with a link to her case file. Last we asked about Ira Kane, a source told us that she strangely passed away after getting out of prison. And we have been informed that now, John Harris and company have taken over the POA and King's Colony, an area that is just as disastrous or worse than he claimed it was in 2007, according to our sources. Dirt roads, no utilities, same financing. And lots of cartels, they wrote to us. Then they sent us this connection to Terrenos Houston. As you can see, the HOA is run by the same bunch of crooks in Liberty County. King's Colony started the Harris Project before it moved to Liberty County. And if this all didn't seem ironic enough, John Harris was once an active member of a forum by the Montgomery County Citizens Against Illegal Immigration, and once posted,
"I'm so glad you formed this new section. As a developer, I'm currently the president of 2 HOAs. I've been involved in, let me think a second, 5 lawsuits regarding HOAs. I have a lot of experience here. I think all Cash's comments are dead on. I'm tired now, but I'll post some stories and try to give some advice here. P.S. I spent the day with an attorney who is working with me to get control of a board where the current board members aren't obeying the bylaws or holding proper elections and are stealing money from the association."
He also answered another forum user that went by Bigger Post statement, which read, "Those type of people will do anything to keep their positions, including lie, cheat, and sue. I've seen it happen." John Harris wrote,
"Ditto. We own maybe 10% of the lots in a subdivision where the HOA has spent over $500,000 in HOA funds since being elected in 2004, under questionable circumstances."
Questionable, he said. Let's talk about what's really questionable. Today, Colony Ridge's Terrenos Houston is what seems like one of the biggest colonias in Texas in disguise of a development, where thousands of lots are sold by, you guessed it, John Harris and Company.
Tell me you lure in immigrants without legal status without telling me you lure in immigrants without legal status? All of John Harris's Terrenos Houston's advertisement are in Spanish, and they proudly announce that they provide in-house financing, where everyone is approved without the need for credit, social security number. You just need to bring 2 IDs from any country they say, and they'll finance. Can you tell us again how that ties with a person who joins forums like Montgomery County Citizens Against Illegal Immigration?
They hate immigrants, but they sure love to scam them. What?
One TikTok user wrote. Let's move on. Terrenos Houston, this so-called development is catered to the Hispanic community as their piece of paradise, the American dream, schools, and only the best for their kids. Instead, we found a desolate place built upon wetlands, with ill conditions, eerily similar to those John Harris complained about against Ira Kane. And ironically its POA, Houston El Norte POA, has also been directed by, you guessed it, Harris and Company. They brought in CHP management, directed by Savannah Criffield, family of yes, John and Trey Harris, who we've also found to be notarizing documents left and right. Tell me you're okay with conflicts of interest, without telling me you're okay with conflicts of interest. Then we find documents like February 2021 notes for the Liberty County Municipal Management District No. 1 meeting where William Trey Harris III was the president and Savannah Criffield was the secretary. Here, Trey proposed to approve the petition for addition of land, 2,591.195 acres, to be exact, submitted to the district by CR Farms LLC, which is a company directed by, you guessed it, the same people that direct Colony Ridge LLC, John Harris and Ashley Management LLC. Is this starting to sound more and more like the game of Monopoly? It's interesting how some of John Harris' complaints pertaining King's Colony look so similar to the current state of his Terrenos Houston development. Let's take a look at that. The roads.
I've seen them build the roads with concrete, and they don't even put rods in them. That's why they keep breaking.
The lies.
When I bought in 2013, they had a big poster of Disneyland, and a model of how the lands would look. None of that happened. Everything is bad. I've even had to make some of my own road to come into my land.
The flooding.
Before we bought our property in Santa Fe Dos, we was told this area was a no flooding zone. It's disgusting. It's always flooding over here when it rains.
The theft.
They make me pay the POA, which I paid every year, but they make me pay again twice a year, and sometimes 3 times 'cause they argue the payment gets lost.
I paid for my land in their Dropbox, like they said to do, and they sent me a letter that I had never paid, then foreclosed my land.
The foreclosures. There is a video by investigative reported Wayne Dolcefino that shows how Leslie Lane, working for the county, was supposed to be holding an auction of foreclosed land that never took place. Surprisingly enough, her husband Robin Lane is authorized to sign on behalf of Colony Ridge's foreclosures. And then there's good old Brent Lane, who is Harris's attorney, who you might know from serving a $1 million lawsuit to the Plum Grove City Council after they hired Wayne Dolcefino to investigate Colony Ridge. And you guessed it, is also related to the Harris family. And last but not least, the POA.
My husband and myself feel though as the POA is stealing from us. They collect our money but they don't do anything about all the trash, dogs, violence, Terrenos City sidewalks, street lights, etc.
Boy, it almost seems like we're talking about a couple of John Harrises instead of just one. So which one is he? A patriot who joins groups like Montgomery County Citizens Against Illegal Immigration? A savvy justice seeker who sends lawsuits flying left and right to establish order? A man who sits back counting the money from the very people he doesn't want in his country? Or a hypocrite who does the exact same thing he claimed to detest and push to get someone incarcerated for? Will the real John Harris please stand up? You've got some explaining to do.